Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Today's March 30th, 2016. It has been announced officially that there will be a rematch in UFC, Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz, and the fight will be held July 9th, 2016 in Las Vegas. In this video, I want to show why the fight was scripted for this day for a very specific reason. If you're new to my channel, I am exposing how professional sports are scripted by the numbers. And the date, July 9th, has major connections to mixed martial arts, as well as Conor McGregor himself. As many people know, Conor McGregor is one of the main attractions in UFC, and it seems that in all of his fights lately, they are scripted on dates that are significant to him, including his last fight against Diaz, which he lost. If you missed my last video on that, I will link it in the description. Nate Diaz defeats Conor McGregor March 5th, 2016. If you notice, this video has 171 thumbs up and 628 thumbs down. And every single UFC video I have made to date has been heavily trolled, gotten more thumbs down than any of my other videos. What I'd like to know is if these are truly the UFC fans that are coming out and attacking my work, or if this is the UFC paying for trolls or bots to try and dismiss the truth. Each of my videos is undeniable about what I am exposing, and you have to be very dense to deny this work. So let me show you why this fight is scripted for July 9th and why a lot lines up for Conor McGregor. If you're new here, I talk about gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, and while on the surface this might seem ridiculous, if you go through my track record, you'll see that my work, again, is very hard to dismiss. Months before the Super Bowl, said it would be Broncos over Panthers. I said Von Miller would be the MVP, and there would be a Black Panther tribute. All of those things happened, and I predicted them long before the matchup was set. In October, I called a Broncos Super Bowl. And the only reason I'm able to do this is because I understand this rigging system, which I am exposing for free. If you went to Las Vegas to learn this, you'd probably be charged $500 an hour. So for all of you who thumbs this down and don't like it, you're only revealing your lacking intelligence. That said, let's get into it. The date of the fight is July 9th, 7/9, as we'd write it in the United States. Conor McGregor in gematria equals 79, as does mixed martial arts. In his last fight, it was on March 5th, the 65th day of the year. And when I say his, I mean Conor McGregor, the main attraction. The name Conor in simple English gematria equals 65. He lost with the rear naked choke, as did the woman in the other main event that night. Rear naked choke equals 65, and this was for the welterweight, gematria of 65. In the days leading up to the fight, there was a story put out about Conor McGregor's training partner being found dead in a Regency hotel, which has gematria of 65. A negative story days before the fight, and a negative outcome for Conor McGregor. Also interesting, from the date of the last fight that Conor McGregor lost to the date of the upcoming fight, July 9th, which syncs up with his name, is a span of 126 days. Conor's middle name, or excuse me, his nickname is Notorious. He's sometimes called Conor Notorious McGregor, which has gematria of 126. Also, his initials, CM. In Jewish gematria, C is 3 and M is 30. Put C and M together, it equals 33. Think about how his name begins with Mick. Scottish Rite Freemasonry, highest degree of 33. It is the Freemasons and Zionists who script these sports by the numbers, the same people who control media. Anyhow, the announcement for the fight, the official announcement is today, March 30th, 3 plus 30, 33, like his initials. In the last fight, March 5th, 2016, it was a date with 44 numerology. Nathan Diaz won. He defeated Conor McGregor in his 22nd fight. It was McGregor's 22nd fight. Nathan and Diaz both equal 22. When you write out 44, it sums to 144. ND, the initials, N's the 14th letter, D's the 4th, formed something a lot like 144. This number was also important to Conor McGregor. His prior fight that he won was December 12th. 12, 12. 12 times 12 is 144. The 12th Fibonacci number is 144. He won that fight on Royce Gracie's birthday, and Royce Gracie won UFC 1 in a minute 44 seconds. 44 and 144, numbers that show up big time in sports. From the date of today's announcement until the date of the fight is a span of 14 weeks and 4 days, and probably not by coincidence. A lot of this is well thought out, well planned in advance. Remember, Nate Diaz was subbed in 11 days before the last fight, after Dos Anjos dropped out by the numbers. I have a video on that. The fight's on a date with 25 numerology. When you write out 25 as a word and sum it in gematria, it sums to 50, like the last name McGregor. Today's announcement comes 25 days after the last fight as well. These 25s in the fight sync up well for McGregor. The fight will be 5 days before McGregor's birthday. I noticed here in this hype poster for the fight that came out today, July 9th, 2016, Diaz versus McGregor 2, it says on top of Diaz's head, "I'm not surprised." Surprised is spelled wrong. "I'm not surprised" has gematria of 65. Just like welterweight, just like rear naked choke, just like Conor. And again, Diaz won on the 65th day of the year. Some interesting gematria coded on McGregor's face as well. I'll link this post if you want to look at it more carefully. The fight will be McGregor's 23rd, Diaz's 30th fight. 30 stands out because UFC has gematria of 30, as does Octagon. They fight in the Octagon. Could just be coincidence. I'm just documenting it because I find it interesting. Diaz's birthday is April 16th. From his birthday until the date of the fight, and keep in mind, in all the videos I measure from the birthday because I show how significant it is. From the date of his birthday until the date of the upcoming rematch is 84 days. Special number here in the States, United States of America equals 84. But also a span of 2 months and 23 days, which is what really stands out. Conor in Jewish gematria equals 223. Masonic in Jewish gematria equals 223. The Synagogue of Satan in simple English gematria sums to 223. Freemasonry, Zionism, which is what the Synagogue of Satan is, very much connected. And again, it is the Masons and Zionists who control media and rig these sports by the numbers. The name Conor McGregor also connects to the Synagogue of Satan. In the Bible, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. And you don't have to be a Christian to recognize that the false Jews are ruling in the times we live in. Think about what Conor McGregor promotes: selfishness, arrogance, shit-talking, negativity. And somehow, because of this crazy world we live in, he sells tickets. People want to watch this. People find this entertaining. People are intrigued. People being deceived. People enjoying the wrong things. Rigged sports. Overpaid assholes.